Our son's car was stolen and he's 2,000 miles away and he needs our help. Stay tuned to find out how we can help him from 2,000 miles away. So living full-time in the RV and traveling around the country presents a lot of concerns and issues, questions that come up all the time about how do we deal with certain things. And this sort of thing can apply to not just RV travel in the US, but there are other people that also travel the world and they're away from home and they have things that rise up too. So a little bit of backstory. If you've been following our channel, we're a family of 4 that lives in an RV traveling the country. We've got our 2 daughters with us. It's me and Tanya, and then our daughters Kaylin and Kira, our German Shepherd Daisy, and our calico cat Skittle. We also have a 29-year-old son that lives on his own in San Antonio, Texas, and works downtown by the Alamo. Now, a few years ago, he was having a hard time getting a decent car, and every car he seemed to get was just not great. He's had some crummy cars. In fact, I still recall the red Explorer he bought that supposedly had a new transmission, a new engine, that was so bad it left him in the middle lane on Interstate 10 over on the west side of San Antonio, just unable to go anywhere. So after many different attempts at getting a decent vehicle, Tanya and I decided that we were in a place where we could help him, and we decided to purchase a car for him. The car situation was hindering him from keeping a good job. So we decided, let's get him something that's got a great warranty, and we surprised him with it. I picked out the car. I picked out something with a decent warranty, awesome fuel economy. It was a Hyundai Elantra from 2018. It was an amazing deal too. I still can't believe the deal I found. It was a used vehicle. It was $4,000 or $5,000 cheaper than the new ones. It only had 2,000 miles on it. We looked up the Carfax on it, and it had been leased to a company for a guy that was on a contract in Dallas for like 2 months. And when the lease was up, it was no longer a new car. Now it was a used car. What a great deal. So I got a loan for this vehicle, and Tanya and I have been paying on this loan the whole time. Our deal with our son was, you pay insurance and the car is yours. So now, after that time, he's gotten himself a great job. He's doing really well. He's got friends that are buying all kinds of fancy cars. He keeps bringing up BMWs, and I keep telling him, maybe you don't want a BMW. It's just my opinion, but so he's stuck with this car. Well, recently the car was stolen, and come to find out, apparently the 2018 Hyundai Elantras are not very difficult. The thieves apparently target them because they're easy to steal. At least that's what the insurance company told our son when they told him that they're no longer insuring that year of that car because it's so easy to steal. That's disheartening. Wish somebody would have told us that earlier, right? So the car was stolen, and this actually happened, I would say, about the end of April. And we're already pretty far away. It's pretty difficult to do anything about that. Thankfully, his insurance, they were able to cover things like a rental car, get him going. The police actually found the car and were able to return it to him, but it wouldn't start. And it went through a lot. This was a case of where I had recommended an insurance company to him, and he didn't want to stick with that one because it felt it was too much. So he switched over to Progressive, which we've got Progressive and we love it for the RV. But when it came time to get it fixed, they put it all on his shoulders. They're like, we'll get it towed to where you want to, but then you have to call around and find some place to get it fixed. And that was a lot of hassle for him. I was like, I'm pretty sure if you had been with the insurance company I recommended, they would have set you up with a place to go to get the vehicle in, to get it checked out, at the very least to figure out if they're going to total it out. And it kind of went on and on for quite a while. So they finally did, yesterday, decide that they were going to total it out. It took that long. This is a month and a half is how long that took. And it was all based on the engine. Apparently whatever they had done had completely seized up the engine and ruined it. And our son took great care of the engine. He had all of his records for his oil changes and everything. So they're like, yeah, we can prove that it wasn't due to your lack of care, that it was something to do with the thieves stealing the car. So how did this have an effect with us? Well, as I said in this story, I financed the car. So he pays for the insurance, but when they're ready to total out the car, they can't just give him a check for it. There's a lien against it because of the loan that I've got. So that has to be satisfied. And then there's the fact that the title and everything is all through my name. That's where we come in. And that's where we had to step in and help. So today, and why I don't have a different kind of adventure for you today, or some other story about the RV life, we had to go take a drive over to Fishkill, New York. They have the word kill in a lot of their names here in upstate New York. Fishkill, New York had a Progressive office where I was able to go present my ID, fill out some paperwork in front of their officer or agent or whatever they call that at Progressive. And then they're like, okay, it's all done. And then they paid off the loan and they sent me the money. And Khalil, obviously he needs that money. Our son's name is Khalil, by the way, if I haven't told you that already. Because he needs to get a new car. He's got to turn the rental car in by Friday. So we were able to make it all happen. In fact, these days they can do everything electronically. I literally received an email saying, okay, we're ready to transfer you the money. We need to set up this payment. We need to validate that this is the right person that we're talking to. It all went really smoothly. We've already gotten the money, the leftover money, sent to our son so that he can go out and purchase another car. It's cool that from 2,000 miles away, we could make these kinds of things happen. That a nationwide company like Progressive Insurance had that capability. It's interesting, they had all the Texas paperwork in their office, which I thought was kind of weird. Most of the time you would think they would just have printed it out, like before I came, but they actually had some official documents, like with the Texas stuff on it, right there ready for me to sign with carbon copy, and that impressed me. But this is one of the things that you want to think about if you're considering traveling like this and how you can resolve things. I've heard people talk about pets as far as the veterinarian. Perhaps you want to use a veterinarian that's like PetSmart or something where they can keep track of the pet's records as they go. That's an option. It's not necessarily what I recommend. I found some better local vets as we've traveled. Having to deal with medicine. Since I work remotely and have insurance, all of our medicine is done through, I can't think of the name of the company right now, but we just call them and let them know where we are currently, and they will ship medicine that we have prescriptions for to the campsite or the closest post office through general delivery. So you want to think about these sorts of things when you're planning ahead for this type of stuff. Otherwise, it's really going to catch you off guard. Now, obviously, having a car stolen 2,000 miles away is still going to catch you off guard, absolutely. And we were just thankful that Progressive was able to work with us. If it had been some kind of local company in Texas and I would have had to go back to Texas, it would have been annoying and it would have been a costly venture for us, but we would have done it for our son to help him get back on his feet. But thankfully, Progressive was there for us to help us get past that. So it was a happy ending. He's happy, we're all happy, we got it all satisfied today. Had a little bit of adventure. I really do wish I would have recorded. Didn't think I was going to be taking a mountain pass to get out of this campground. But it was a pretty interesting drive. We went back up through Poughkeepsie and went to a few stores and shops before we came back into the country. There's a mall, we found a Best Buy, a Barnes & Noble, found all kinds of stuff over there right by the Hudson River. And the bridge we took over the Hudson River. I kind of want to go back and drive that stuff with the camera mounted just so I can share it with you because it was a pretty cool drive. The Hudson River is a neat pass-through right there. So, at any rate, wanted to share that story with y'all today. Remember to plan ahead if you're going to be making these journeys. And, life happens. Even your car is getting stolen. Don't let that stop you. Stay fresh, cheese bags. A quick side note, if you're going to come to New York, you also need to bring your own grocery bags to the grocery stores in New York. Okay? Don't forget. You don't want to do what I had to do yesterday, 2 days ago. Walk out of Walmart after I paid for my groceries, not a single bag. They had nothing for me. I mean, yeah, I could have bought more dollar bags, but I'm pretty sure there will be another grocery store run video to share with y'all later.